Initially, it was supposed to be one film.
Responses that they got for Manu, like for Priya, they started calling her Putti, and she uses this, very lovingly she calls Manu Katte.
Actual meaning of Katte is donkey. When you come to Kasaragod, there is a different dialect. When you go to come to Kochi, there is a different dialect. If you go to even more deeper of Kerala to the end, then there is a different dialect. That is explored, in Malayalam cinema. So in last 10 years, I have collected so many stories which I want to direct, but I was busy in creating a platform for myself. Next 5 years journey is completely that. I'm only going to direct. I'll be acting in those films, but my concentration will be to do Richard Anthony, Punyakoti 1 and 2, Midway to Moksha.
Rakshit Shetty Chaithra, the Q Studio short time. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, let's start this conversation from the end sequence of side A.
Okay.
That the few shots of side B that has been shown in the end.
Yeah.
Okay? So I got this feeling that it's a complete different, in terms of visual grammar, it's a complete different mood. The color palette is different. We are exposed to the new look of Rakshit Shetty. We are exposed to new characters. Apart from that, what can you tell about the visual grammar, the contradiction of visual grammar in side B, basically the mood of side B?
So basically, I keep saying this, that side A is more of an Indian classical music.
Side B is like a rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah. So the treatment is also like that. Visually, I think color-wise also, side A was more of blue, and side B is more of red and
reddish.
grey shades. So that is going to come across very clearly. Basically, it depicts the mind space of Manu. After side A, he spent 10 years in prison, very harsh environment, and now in side A only we have seen that, in the climax, he bursts out. Basically, he gets to survive in that environment. However you have to be, he tries to be that. But again, it's like, self-destructive kind of a mindset what he has by the end of side A. That continues. Let's say we are not showing that 10 years, we are starting directly from after 10 years when he comes back. But this is our imagination, that his mind space is completely gone case kind of space.
So that contradiction was pre-designed itself, right?
Yes.
That contradiction in terms of tone and all.
Yes,
all
it was. It was pre-planned. Initially, it was supposed to be one film, and actually, this also became a main reason why we wanted to split the film into two parts. Because in one film, such contradiction works, but contradiction to that extent, we thought that if it is two films, it will work even better.
Chaithra, how was it experiencing the all that reviews and all that appeal that has got for side A? What was it experiencing for you? I'm sure that you are not a part of side A, but I'm sure that you would be sitting there watching all the reviews, and you will be really excited to see all the reviews.
Yes.
How was that experience?
If there is one person who's watched all their interviews, is me. Like there's one viewer who's watched everything. Because one thing is, I know this team now. So there is a journey that I had with side B. But like an audience, I watched side A and I was a fan. So now I want to see how they're appreciating this, and the responses that they got for Manu, like for Priya, they started calling her Putti, and she uses this, very lovingly she calls Manu Katte. Katte is basically, I don't know what they say it. Yeah, in Malayalam. So all that.
Actual meaning of Katte is donkey.
Donkey. But it's said in a cute, in their relationship, it's something very cute and intimate for them. All those things are celebrated, and to read comments telling Priya call me Kate by audience, it's like that's how much they've accepted these roles and characters, and it was overwhelming for me only. I had nothing to do with Side A, but I felt like a proud mother. It's that feeling. So it's nice. It's nice when people appreciate and accept something that we created with utmost honesty, and I'm only excited for Side B.
You would be more excited to see the reviews of Side A, right?
Yeah. The Side A was so good. Now that he has if you see, it feels like two different people. Like it doesn't feel like he's that person. And with respect to Priya, Rukmini also, the way you've seen her in Side A, there's a complete contrast to her whole appearance. Like the way, from the behavioral thing to her life changes over the period of 10 years. So that transformation, I mean, of course, whoever has become their fans, it's like, they would see them in different shades altogether. And I am also eagerly waiting to see what these two people, because usually on set we see certain scenes, okay, I'll just end up seeing Manu's scene, or someday I'll only see Rukmini's scene. But all scenes put together, I'm also first time, audience for that. So I'm very, very excited to watch, both of them like that, and see where Surabhi is coming in that path.
In recent times, when we are looking at South Indian films, we had this viewing experience of seeing that two-part film, be it KGF, now Salar is coming. Those are pre-designed like two-part films, but those films have a certain common trait that there is an adrenaline rush among the viewers seeing those films. There is this action-packed or fight sequences that is common in all these films. Right. But coming to SaptaSagara, we can call it as a soulful or a poetic film. How did you manage to get confidence treating this story as a two-part film?
2 parts.
From where did that confidence come?
Confidence in the sense, I think it comes from Hemant, I believe, because when we showed initially, so when we started shooting the film, it was just one film.
When you started, it was designed as a one film?
As one film.
Okay.
And only once we shot the first half, which is Side A, Hemant came and told me that whatever we have shot until now, the way I have shot it, it looks like one film already. So should we make it into 2 parts? So I was, as a producer, I was like, I was a little confused. So I told him, let's finish the shoot first. Because budget-wise, you only consumed half the budget. And if you're saying consuming half the budget, you're giving me one full film, as a producer, I'm happy. But as an actor, I still need to watch the film and, then we'll take a call. So I told him that you still have another half the budget which is left for the second half. You shoot it. We'll finish the shoot completely. And then once you edit, if you still think the same, then let me also watch it, and then we'll take a call. So once we got the edit, the Side A and Side B, when we watched Side A only, me and a couple of my writing groups in Paramba Studios, we all thought that no, this can't be one film. This has to be 2 films only. Sorry, this can't be 2 films. This has to be one film only.
Because you thought that Side A is a bit slow, like that you...
No. See, the narrative style, I don't have a problem with. Because if few people think it is slow, then they are not used to that kind of a film. Now, Hemant Rao, he wants to tell the story in that pace. So there is no confusion at all. But somewhere, I thought, for me, when I saw it, without music, without sound effects, nothing. We just edited the film. Dubbing is done. No, dubbing is also not done. Whatever we have recorded on set, that sound is there. When I saw that, I felt it is like having half meal. You have called me to a marriage. You serve me rice, you serve me sambar, everything. But in the end, you don't give me paisam. Then
it's incomplete.
It's a little incomplete kind of a feel. So I was in US then. I was writing Richard Anthony. So I had so he had sent me the Vimeo link. I watched it with one of my friend, and my friend felt the same. That amazing film, but there is no satisfaction. That I have seen one complete story. That satisfaction is still not there. And then I made my writers group in Paramba, who were in Bangalore. I made them watch it. Even they came up with the same feeling. Then I sat. Once I came back from US, I told Hemant that you work on it. Let me come back from US and then we'll discuss. So once I came back from US and then I discussed with Hemant. Hemant was like, no, intuitively I feel that this has to be two films, Rakshit. Then ultimately I normally go with the directors because see, ultimately me as an actor or me as a producer, how much ever I have traveled with the film, I can't travel as much as a director travels because he knows in and out about every character, everything about the film. So that intuition what he might be having, I might not be having right now. So then I told him that it's your call. You take a call if you think it is, because even if it's a half meal, I still love the film. But if you want to serve half meal only to the audience, let's serve half meal. Then we came up with an idea that let's give a small jhalak of side B. Probably that feeling of half meal we are getting because that side B, we think that the story is ending here. We know side B is coming, but still when watching this film, I don't remember that, I don't keep that in mind that, after this film, there is another film which is coming. Keeping that in mind, you won't watch the film, right? So, we thought by the end, if we give a small glimpse of side B, that what can happen after this, then probably that, half meal feeling might go and probably that can be the final paisam for the meal. So, we tried that, and when we tried that, it started looking, now it is complete. And then I watched side B, the initial version without dubbing and all. And then when I watched side B, I realized that, it cannot be one film for sure. Because side B is definitely one full film. It has everything. One film should have, everything is there. So only for side A then, we had to bring that, side B's elements in the end and give that complete feeling. But once the sound designing, everything was done, whatever problem me or my writers had, everything had gone for some reason. What that half meal feeling what we were getting initially, that was not there. And so I thought this is how this film has to be.
And what was the idea terming it as side A and side B? Usually it will be part 1 and part 2, right?
That I think every film they name it based on the style of the film, right? So in side A, if you see, there is a cassette element, and cassette has side A and side B. Normally, we flip the cassette. Once the side A is over, we flip the cassette, and then we play the side B. So that was the idea, because cassette plays such a important role in the film, in both side A and side B, that we named it side A and side B.
Hemant had told that this story idea he had it since 2006, and he had worked since 2006. So when was Hemant approaching you for playing this character? What was that progression like?
He approached me in 2022 March.
After shooting side A, or after shooting
they
side
had
A?
finished, and he was in the process of putting on weight for side B. That is when I also got to know like an audience, because I was following their work and I thought this film was done.
So at that time it was like a scheduled break, right?
Yeah. And also I had Charlie release.
So you were taking a break for that.
Yeah, so I thought by then everything is done. I was following their work, and then I remember the first poster, that sea waves thing that did on the show's poster, and then I was like, oh God, okay, now I think everything is done. Then they released Rukmini's first look. Then I was like, okay, now that every cast is set, like I don't have, I can't even aspire to just be there. So I remember telling one of my friends who actually shot that poster, I told her, we'll recreate the same poster. Now that I can't be a part of this film, we'll at least recreate the same look. So I was like, okay. But everything just came together so well that she only shot my poster from SaptaSagaradaache. So when Hemant he approached, he said, we want you to come and listen to this. And there were other actors also who he was calling for the same role. I went and then I listened to the script. He was telling about Manu, Surabhi, and then that day I got to know that, it is for Side B. There exists, there's still a place for me. And I was very excited. But somehow I was weirdly confident about this. Like if at all they let me, audition for this, I will somehow make it, is what, like I went with that confidence. But later we did have a look test, like in a sari, and then he gave me a small scene. So that happened, and after 3 days, he just messages me telling, "Hi Surabhi, welcome to Team SaptaSagaradaacheEllo," and I couldn't be any happier. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Also, in one of the interviews, you had told that to get a connect with the character, the director had fed you with backstories and moments which were not short, but you knew it.
Yes.
There was that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Can you share any such moment or backstory that we
Inside
have seen?
Inside
A.
In the sense how Manu and Priya fell in love. So his backstory was that. So you have seen that Priya has a mom who owns this chips shop. We have not shown the shop, but in the house you would have seen that that
Props
there are chakli packets. There are all the snacks packets are there in the house. So basically, they own a chips shop where her mom works there. And bakery kind of a thing. And Priya used to come and sit there in the evening. Every evening she comes and spends time with her mother selling chips. So Manu goes there to buy chips, it seems. And as so Priya is the one who packs chips and all, and he's like, this girl is beautiful. So he takes the chips home. It seems he has the chips, but the chips are not good quality. So his stomach is upset. Yet he goes second day again to buy chips there. Only because Priya is going to serve the chips. And he's not complaining. That, he says chips are great. Yesterday what I took is great. Although his stomach is upset. So this is one story. How they initially, fell in love, kind of.
From Kerala, when we look at Kannada film industry, Kirkupatti and Lucia were two films that paved the way, the shift of Kannada film industry. We have that perception. Okay. So from when we look back at these 10 years, there was a gradual transformation of Kannada film industry, and you were a great part of that. You, Rakshit Shetty, then Pawan Kumar comes into play, Rishabh, everyone was
Rishabh
part. Now, looking at the next 10 years, what do you expect this transformation, and how do you see yourself contributing to this change?
I believe now the transformation is going to be exponential because it's always like that. See, one guy starts, another guy comes, so 1 + 1 is 2. Next, this one guy has 5 assistant directors who will join after 5 years. They'll start making films. This one guy has another 5 assistant directors. They'll start making films. Now there are
exponential.
In the span of 5 years, from 2 they have become 10. Now from Pawan's team, Arvind Kashyap came out. From Pawan's Kantara, 777 Charlie, many films he did. So from Pawan's team he came out. There are many more people who came out from Pawan's team. Hostel Uduguru was done from the Pawan's team assistant team. From my team, when I made Ulidaru Kandante, from my team Rishabh came out. From my team Rahul came out, who did Sakutumba Sameta. That's also a beautiful film. From my team, many more started coming. After that, the same team went and did Kirik Party. From Kirik Party, Kiran Raj came out, Chandrajit came out, Abhijit Mahesh came out. Chandrajit and Abhijit Mahesh are directing their first film now. I'm sure that also will do some wonders. So like that, now there are 10 filmmakers. From 2 to 10. I'm sure 10 to 100 that's how it is going to grow, I believe.
You had also quoted that looking at Malayalam film industry, Malayalam films they expose the different dialects of the whole region. Malayalam film explore the whole dialect from different region.
Right.
So what is Malayalam cinema to you? Have it influenced you in your perception about filmmaking?
In the sense, see, when I made Ulidoru Kannante, why I wanted to do my film in that dialect. Otherwise, before Ulidoru Kannante, what they used to do is, even if the film story is placed in Udupi or Mangalore, the language they used to use in the film is Mysore Kannada, which is actually not true to the land where the story is happening. Yet, the audience were like that because they are not used to anything else. Film, we are only used to either it is Mandya language or it is Mysore language or Bangalore language. This is the maximum three used to use. But after Ulidoru Kannante, the perceptions changed. They started making films of other dialects too. But why did I want to make it in my own dialect is because there are few films which actually influenced me. One is from Hindi belt, it is Gangs of Wasseypur, where it was no more a Hindi. It was a Hindi of that region. And I knew at that point that in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu, people are already doing it. Telugu is also doing it, but in a very commercial front. But the kind of film I am making, which is Ulidoru Kannante, that kind of film are made more in Kerala, of that genre. Or next is Tamil Nadu. And in that genre, they have explored different dialects. When you come to Kasaragod, there is a different dialect. When you come to Kochi, there is a different dialect. If you go to even more deeper of Kerala to the end, then there is a different dialect. That is explored, in Malayalam cinema. And in Tamil also, I know the other dialects are explored. Why are we not exploring it in Kannada? And if it is working there, then it should work here also, because ultimately it is a South Indian thought process and South Indian emotion, which is there in all the four states. Then it should work. So that was the idea because of which I made Ulidoru Kannante.
So Rakshit Shetty, he is now coming to Kerala, not for promotion. He is doing a proper Malayalam film, that is Rudra.
Okay.
So do you have any plans of doing a proper Malayalam film?
As of now, I have Richard Anthony and I have few films in lineup which I have not, in last 10 years, I have not directed a film. After Ulidoru Kannante, I have not directed a film. I wrote Kirik Party, I wrote Avinash Narayana, but I never, directed it, at least not completely. So in last 10 years, I have collected so many stories which I want to direct, but I was busy in creating a platform for myself. Because when Ulidoru Kannante didn't work in the box office, that's when I decided that I want to establish myself as an actor. Before I can experiment with the films. To establish myself as an actor, what do I do? So I thought Kirik Party is the best script, but I didn't want to direct it. Although I wrote it, I didn't want to direct it because after Ulidoru Kannante, the kind of films I want to direct were very different. This I was doing it only because I wanted to create a platform for myself. I wanted to establish myself as an actor. That's the only reason I was doing Kirik Party. So even when I wrote Avinash Narayana also, it didn't excite me to be, to be a director for that. I wrote the film, with 7 Outs, but I didn't want to go and direct it because when it comes to direction, I have my own style of films which I want to do. Now that I have created that platform, which is quite strong enough now, I want explore my potential as a director, because that I believe is me. I think as much as I am an actor, I think I'm more than that. I am a writer director, and so in last 10 years, I have 4 or 5 scripts which I have collected, but I have not made them. So next 5 years journey is completely that. I'm only going to direct. I'll be acting in those films, but my concentration will be to do Richard Anthony, Punyakoti 1 and 2, Midway to Moksha, and there are few more scripts which I have written long back, but I mean the concepts are such that because I am very influenced by the region, regional part of Udupi, Mangalore, which extends to Kerala. And there are so many things in that land that I have a story for everything. Now, before people have started exploring those subjects in their own style before me, although I have written it before them. So before that happens, I want to finish everything which is there in my kitty, and then think about, okay, now do I want to act in a film? So let me finish the lineup what I have.
After Richard, you are planning for?
I am planning for Punyakoti. Yeah.
And
I have a small
that,
script called Midway to Moksha also.
That you are planning with everyone, Rishabh.
There where Rishabh also comes and...
can we get an idea of that film?
That's a more of a OTT film. Or at least when I wrote it, it was an OTT film.
Will everyone be a part of that film?
Yeah, it's more of... It's a comedy take, but on life after death. So it's not a regular...
conventional film.
Conventional film, Allah. So, but it will entertain you, right from the beginning till the end. It will entertain you. It will give you goosebumps. It will give you all kind of entertainment that it will give. But it is not a conventional story. In
Toby too, you had done with Rakshit Shetty. We know that both are writers, both are filmmakers, both are great actors. Right. And there will be some peculiarity in or some common traits in their approach to, in the acting side. Did you find any such peculiarity for both of them?
No, actually, I can't. Like both of them have played different kinds of characters, like in their own separate ways. So I've never seen Rakshit as an actor like zone out when I am in front of him or on the set and not talk to people and you know, just be in that mood and then later come in front of the camera only when action is said he's talking. He's never, I don't think I saw you
I have done that all that at one point. But
yeah,
no,
when I was there for Side B, I've never seen him do that. So for me, it's like, hey, he's coming in front of the camera, he's doing it. Raj also makes me feel like that. Like, especially in Toby, if you've seen, there is a scene after I scold him, he'll go to his mortuary and then putting the mat and sleeping. He used to arrange everything, and then the cameraman, Praveen used to take the action calls. He used to just, he'll be talking and then he'll come, enter, he'll perform. So there, I don't know where the preparation is happening, but I'm sure they're great actors, they're thinking about it somewhere. But I've never seen that in person, so I can't differentiate what these people do. But when they're doing, they do a great job. That's all it matters. It's like, nobody would care how many hours you studied. The only matters is how much marks you're getting. So they are such students, so yeah.
Coming to SaptaSagara, you had told that your favorite scene, one of the favorite scene is that scene where you write a letter to Priya. That must be a best scene in best one among the 5 scenes in your career. Okay. Now recently 777 Charlie got the national award for the best Kannada feature. Can you pick a scene from 777 Charlie like that? As in
my favorite scene in 777 Charlie. I believe the final climax scene. Also, that's film has like 2-3 scenes which is my favorite. One is that dog show, the whole dog show sequence, the way it was designed by Kiran Raj. That's beautiful. Other scene is the first time they go to see the snow and they play in the snow, and the kind of music which is played in the background as they play. The way the sound is treated there, that is very beautiful. And the climax, when Charlie passes away, the way Dharma cries.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you so much and all the very best for Side B.
Thank you so much. Thank you.